Alright, so what you guys see is smoked version of the integrated taillight. So it is smoked. The edges are a bit darker, so I'm going to use the left blinker. That's the right. I'll move out the way. And that's what right looks like. And then cancel out. That's the hazard. I wish if I had a crew member to help me with the process. But it is what it is. I'm alone. Just gotta deal with it. Oh boy, that looks good. But yeah, that's what it looks like. It's smoked. It is a little bit darker side. It's on the darker side for sure. But it's still noticeable. People still can tell you like what you're about to do. Let's take it to the front. So obviously it's not going to be hyper visible. So yeah, if I'm waiting on the light, that's what you're gonna see. It's the left side, right? So it's not gonna be like super visible. The whole point of this light is to shine off the surface. That way it's a lot more visible. But during daytime, it's not. Just don't turn on the light and expect people to see you. That's what I want to say. Just basically ride in a way that you make it obvious for them to tell that, oh, this dude is about to make a turn, or this dude's about to do something. Let's start with the first question. So at first gear, you still have to use the clutch. Quick shifter works from the first to the second and all the way up, but not first to neutral. So in between first gear and neutral, you're gonna have to use the clutch. So I'm gonna slowly release the clutch, and then if you just hold it there, the motorcycle will keep on accelerating, but then it will stop at a certain point. Right now, at about 6 miles per hour at a flat road with my weight, that's where it stopped accelerating. So we know that we have reached to the full point, so it's good to fully release the clutch, just like that. And now we're going. But yeah, I'll show you at what speed we stole the bike. So I'm just gonna pull the brake and see what happens. 4, 0, we stalled it, right? So around 4 miles per hour, the engine will start to stutter, and then it will just stall. So pull in the clutch, and we're good to go. So once again, bring it back to the friction zone, and we're just back and moving. Apply brakes, fully pull in the clutch, come to a stop. Release the brakes, half clutch to the friction zone. We're moving. We're gonna speed up to about 5 or 6 miles per hour. Yes, sir. There we have it. Fully release it, right? And then we're gonna apply brake as we pull in the clutch. We come to a full stop. Now with the quick shifter, in order to use a quick shifter on Kawasaki motorcycles, your RPM needs to be above 2.5. And then all you have to do is just use the levers, and that's it. We're gonna bring it above 2.5K. See, as I slow down, I'm just gonna pull in the clutch, just like that. We're in 4th gear, we're too slow, but I pulled in the clutch, so we're not stalling the motorcycle. All right. To match the speed, we're gonna go down to the 1st gear, and then we're gonna bring it back to the friction zone. Now we have the power. We're about 6 miles per hour. I'm gonna fully release the clutch, and we're back on going. See? So that was off shifting with a quick shifter. Downshifting requires you to let go of the throttle. So from here, let go of the throttle, click up. Just like that. You let go of the throttle, and then you use the levers. That's how quick shift works on Kawasaki bikes. And then from first to neutral, you're gonna have to use the clutch, and then we go back to neutral, let go of both hands. Let's talk about turning on the quick shifter, because that's probably the most important thing, right? If you're a brand new bike, it's probably gonna be disabled. So the first thing you wanna do is hold down arrow and select button at the same time. Press and hold for about 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. We see KQS, Kawasaki Quick Shifter enabled. That's how you know it's enabled, and you're good to go. In terms of riding modes, you're just gonna have to press down a button and hold it. So I'm at sport mode, but press down and hold. And now we're at road mode. Press down and hold once again. And now we're at rain mode. When you first turn on the bike, it's gonna be at road mode. If you are scared of the power, if you wanna reduce the power, then just put it into rain mode, hold down and press, goes to rain mode, and you're gonna have less horsepower to deal with, which is gonna be a lot easier on the beginner rider. And then as you gain more confidence, your skill, just press and hold up, it goes to road, and then it goes to sport. Let's go to the next question. So turn signals are basically here, right here. So yeah, you just press it, left, and then you press it down, clear. You push it to the right, that's turning right signal. You press it down, that's you cancel out. There's your high beam, you turn it on, turn off. And there's your horn at the bottom, and your hazard light. Hazard lights are simple, you just press it towards the right side, and that's how it activates, and then you push it back down towards the left side, it deactivates. The settings are pretty much all in the manual, and you don't really have to change anything. I just changed mine to my temperature to Celsius because I'm more used to Celsius than Fahrenheit. But that's about it. Bring me to the picture mode. I'm gonna take a couple of shots. I'm gonna get a little bit closer. Ooh, that looks good. If you guys like what I'm doing, be sure to like, subscribe, all the good stuff. You don't have to turn on the notification though, because like I'll do all the random stuff. Oh, let me tell you one more thing. At first gear, even though you're pulling in clutch, if you drop your kickstand, it's gonna shut off the engine. I've done so many times at the gas station, but let me show you. The kickstand has a sensor, so as you lower the kickstand, it shuts off the engine. In order to prevent this from happening, you gotta be in neutral. You gotta go to the neutral, and then you can lower your kickstand without turning off the engine. It happens to me all the time. You know, you're in first gear, you're holding your clutch, and then just by habit, unconsciously, just drop the kickstand, and then boom, your engine's off. If you put it to first gear and then turn on the engine, it's just gonna shut it off immediately again. Just keep that in mind. That's one tip. I think that's a very useful tip for beginner riders who doesn't know ZX4RR. If you have your kickstand down, unless you're neutral, the engine's not going to turn on. So we're at neutral, we have the kickstand down, and the engine starts like that. But as soon as we shift up, it's going to shut it down, just like that. So that's one thing, keep it in mind. If you have that thing down, it's not gonna be moving. I've done this so many times at the gas station, and it was so embarrassing, but I'm just letting you know so you won't do my mistake. Yes, as you apply the front brake, hold down the clutch, and you don't stall your bike. And as you start the bike, same thing. Give some throttle, bring it to the friction zone, and you're good to go. Just like this. Fully release, shift up, and we're good. Release, full clutch, rev. Half clutch, apply throttle, and once you reach the speed, release the clutch, and we're good. Oh, and this is a critical skill. See, this is an incline. Starting your motorcycle is very difficult because you got to release the brake as you apply throttle. So let me show you. So apply throttle, release the brake, half clutch at the same time. And that's how you start it at an incline.